Hello, everyone. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear? Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Okay, so before we begin our class this afternoon, may I invite everyone to pray the Millionaires Prayer by Brother Bo Sanchez. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, today we ask you to bless us so we may become a blessing to others. Lord, we commit ourselves to enrich others. But because we cannot give what we do not have, we commit ourselves to become rich. We commit ourselves to serve you and to serve the poor with our wealth. Today we open ourselves to the abundance of your universe. Use us as your channels of love. Give us the ability to create wealth that will bless the world. Increase our financial wisdom and expand our territories. We place our lives in your hands. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to everyone. Welcome to another financial literacy class. So feel free to take down notes or to do screenshots of topics that interest you. And then if you have questions, please write them down and just contact the person who invited you to give you details. Okay, so we thank you for joining us. We value your time, and we hope that this 1 hour will be worth it. We will ensure that your 1 hour will be worth it. Okay, so today we will be talking about 5 topics. So first is what IMG is. And then 2, we will talk about the financial challenges we face in 4 major areas. 3, we'll discuss about the 3 basic financial concepts. 4, we will introduce you to Kaiser Healthcare. And 5, we will share with you the benefits of being part of our community of savers. So my name is Hazel Cappleman-Sia, and I am a physician by profession and currently practicing dermatology here in Masbate. So I just closed my clinic for an hour to be able to share with you this about IMG. So I'm also a marketing director of IMG and a financial literacy advocate. So I would like to congratulate especially the first timers for taking the first step towards financial independence. So IMG has a bold campaign that is to be able to educate 30 million Filipinos by 2030. And by being here today, you are already part of this grand campaign. So all the concepts that we will be learning today are taken from this book entitled The Secret to Saving and Building Your Future. For those who have been attending the class for several times now, congratulations as well, because you are already retaining most of the concepts. So they say repetition is the mother of skill. So by the time that you have attended about 5 classes, I'm sure you can be able to share the concepts that we learned here to others. Okay, so let's all congratulate ourselves because we are on our way to making our lives better. So we all know that money is powerful. Okay, it's powerful because with it, you can buy whatever you want, you can travel wherever you want, and it allows you to enjoy life's perks and luxuries. But what is money without financial education? Yes, you have money, but if you don't know how to manage it, you will go broke, okay? So you see, money doesn't stay with us. Example, 1 minute we have, say, 1,000. Then the next minute, wala na. Kasi kumain ka sa McDo, nanlibre ka pa sa friends mo, ganun. So money comes and it goes. So many of us work hard yet we seem that we are not getting enough. Many professionals who are earning bigger incomes still find themselves that they are not saving enough or worse in debts, okay, or utang. So in IMG, we will learn that financial education, which is the right and proper way of managing our finances, is more powerful than money. Pero magtataka tayo, bakit hindi tinuro sa school yung tamang pag-manage ng money? So we spent more than 10 years in school, and if we look at it, financial education is actually as important as yung math, English, or Filipino na paulit-ulit natin inaaral, no? Pero why is this yung financial education not taught to us when in fact very important siya sa daily life natin? Okay? So in IMG, we combine a great mission, and that is to provide financial education and a potential business career in the financial industry. So we are here to teach you and share with you the basics of financial education because we believe that anyone is capable and should be given equal opportunity to change his or her life for the better. So in IMG, we also have people that we look up to. We have mentors, we have coaches who are already experts in their field to teach and guide us in our journey towards financial freedom. So showing you here are the founders of IMG. We have Sir Joanne de las Peñas, Sir Noel Arandilla, and Sir Bart Borja. And we also have notable mentors. We have Brother Bo Sanchez, who is a Catholic lay minister and writer of several financial literacy books. And of course, Sir Rex Mendoza, who is known as the investment guru. He is the CEO of Rankver Financials, which is the leading mutual funds distributor in the country. So as a total financial solution, IMG will help us to become financially educated as well as give us opportunities or platforms to apply our learnings. So IMG stands for International Marketing Group, a global company that serves as an avenue in achieving financial security. It caters to the financial needs of every individual and families who wish to achieve the financial independence. So IMG's mission and vision is about helping every Filipino family to become wealthy or rich or financially secured by making financial education available for everyone, regardless of your status or professional background, by teaching every Filipino how to save the right way. So in IMG, we are system-driven, and it was formulated and tailored for us so that it is simple, it is clear, it's doable, and it is easy to understand. So every day, we go to work to make a living, but no matter how hard we work and how much we earn, money always seems to control us. So in fact, the working Filipinos continue to face increasing challenges in 4 major areas. So these are, first, it is the uncertain labor market, meaning there is no security or assurance na may trabaho tayo na pangmatagalan, especially for those in the private sectors, especially for the contractual, okay? We are not certain if yung trabaho natin nandyan siya next month or next year, or like what happened with pandemic. No, we don't know how long pa mag-extend yung pandemic kasi parang mukhang the situation is worsening. So nobody expected this to happen, but it happened. And it left 1,000 of Filipino families struggling to make ends meet for their families every day. Okay. Another is automation. Ito yung machine ang nagre-replace sa trabaho nagre-replace ng tao. Okay. So the age of the powerful software or technology continue to replace more and more human workers. So for example, if you go to a fast food, example McDonald's, hindi na natin kailangan lumapit sa counter to have our order taken, Meron itong mga nakalagay lang dyan machines or mga kiosk, So lalapit ka lang doon, you tap on the screen, magbabayad ka doon, and then you just wait for your order, okay? So imagine, no, yung number of workers na madi-displace because of automation. And it does not happen only in the fast food, pwedeng sa mga office, no, kahit saan, nare-replace na ng machine ang human worker. Okay. So the second major area is low savings and high debt. So majority of Filipino workers, sakto lang ang sinasahod, no? And then kadalasan, kulang pa. Okay? And many think that the only solution to this financial challenge, pag kinukulang or sakto lang, is to borrow money or mangutang. At dahil pinagkakasya lang ang sweldo at hindi natin nababayaran yung utang, lalo itong lumolobo. So another thing is yung mentality natin na party now, bahala na later, or basta mag-enjoy lang, no? So bahala na si Batman, okay? So this is best exemplified madalas sa mga stories na naririnig natin sa mga kakilala natin. And now we're in yung OFWs, papag-uwi nila ng Philippines or and then halos yung naipon nila, dala-dala nila. Tapos yun nga, ginagastos lang sa party, inuman, ganyan. And then pag sasakay ulit, babalik ulit sa work, maghihiram na naman kasi naubos na yung pera na naiuwi niya. So this situation, itong mga situations will have a big impact on retirement. Okay? Kasi ang pwedeng mangyari is imbes na ma-enjoy natin, no, yung retirement natin, ang nangyayari madalas is yung nakukuha nating retirement or yung pension ay ipambabayad lang natin sa mga utang na naipon. Okay? In short, walang matitira sa atin or kulang na kulang. Okay? Kaya madami pa rin tayong nakikita employees who work beyond 65 in order to survive. No? Nag-retire na sila sa work nila, naghanap pa sila ng ibang trabaho. And dahil retired sila and walang other source of income, mapipilitan sila to take any kind of jobs. So just so that they would have something to use for their daily expenses. The third major area is the high cost of education. So in most schools in the Philippines, the increase in tuition happens every 6 years. But in some schools, it can happen every year. So if we plan, or when we plan for our children's education, no, dapat kinoconsider natin na ganito pala ang nangyayari sa tuition na tumataas every year or every 6 years. Kasi yung tuition ng schools might double or triple by the time na yung anak natin start na sa college. Okay? So the bottom line here is that there will always be expenses for education, whether our children are enrolled in public or private schools. Or baka sabihin ng iba na, ay, scholar naman yung anak ko, wala akong babayarang tuition. Pero merong ibang expenses maliban sa tuition. We have allowances, we have food, school supplies, projects, books, rents, transportation, uniforms, computers, ang dami mga kailangan ng mag-aaral. Okay? And we all want our children to be in a good school. So hence, majority of Filipinos need to save enough for the cost of a good education. So the fourth major area is increasing cost of living. So inflation is defined as the rate at which money loses its value and the level of prices for goods and services is rising. So as we can see here, the inflation rate last December 2020 was at 3.5% and it went up to 4.2% in January this year and further up to 4.5% in April. So inflation affects the purchasing power of our money. Specifically, it lowers the purchasing power of our money. So we take our 1,000 peso bill, no, for example. So last year, yung 1,000 pesos natin can buy, or this one can buy a cart full of groceries, no? And then after 10 years, yun nga, konti na lang yung laman ng groceries mo. And then another 10 years, ilang items na lang yung nabibili ng 1,000 peso bill mo. So habang tumataas ang inflation, bumababa yung purchasing power ng money. And we have to take note na yung inflation ay yung prices dati, hindi na tayo babalik doon sa dati. Always na increasing na yan. So we have to consider this also. Okay? So together with increasing taxes and inflation, and kung wala namang increase sa sahod, ano sa tingin natin ang mangyayari? Mahirap mag-save, okay? At kung may emergencies pa, like hospitalization, calamities, walang ibang puntahan, kundi mangutang. Okay. So in summary, these are the 4 major areas where most Filipinos are financially challenged. So the question for us would be, how do we overcome these challenges? Now, what should we do? How can IMG help the Filipinos rise from these challenges? Okay. So according to Bill Gates, if you were born poor, it is not a mistake. But if you die poor, it is definitely a mistake. Okay, so walang ibang taong magsisikap na mapabuti ang buhay natin, kundi tayo lang. Okay, our future is not in the hands of anyone else, not our company, not our friends, not even the government. Okay, nobody has the responsibility to make your life better and financially secure, kundi ikaw lamang. So in IMG, we will learn how to make money, to save money the right way, to accumulate money, and most importantly, to protect the money that we have worked hard for. So understanding how money works and how it will work for us is part of taking care of ourselves or our future, and the future of our family. So that's why IMG encourages everyone to acquire financial education, because together with discipline, financial education, it will help us become wealthy. Okay, so before we proceed to the basic financial concepts, let's have some review. Okay, please read the questions carefully. You have 30 seconds to choose your answer by typing the letter of your answers in the chat box. So are you ready? The first question. Okay, so the correct answer is letter C. We have 4 major areas. So Filipinos will face increasing challenges in 4 major areas, which are uncertain labor market, low savings and high debt, high cost of education, and increasing cost of living. Okay. The next question. So the correct answer is letter B, inflation. So inflation affects the purchasing power of our money. Very good. Now let's move on to the basic financial concepts. Okay. In order to understand how money works, let me first introduce you to some basic financial concepts. These are the X-curve concept, the power of compound interest using the rule of 72, and how to build a solid financial foundation. So the X-curve concept states that over time, as we get older, our responsibility decreases and our wealth increases. So this is shown by the 2 curves that run opposite directions during our lifetime. So when we are younger, no, and we are starting a job, not normally, we don't have money yet, no? Nag-start pa lang tayo, so wala tayong enough savings. So what we do is we work hard, no, to have money. So this is what we call the active income, no? So at the time also, at this time, we have the responsibility. Kasi may nag-work na tayo, biglang responsibility natin to take care of our family. Okay, we provide for the maintenance medications of our parents. We help our siblings to go to school. And then if we are starting our own families, no, we are responsible to provide for food, for shelter, for education, for health, and of course, we are responsible to pay our bills and our debts. So our income during this time is not enough and temporary, no? Thereby, it is less secure. So pwedeng at the height of our building our wealth, as we strive to work hard for our families, bigla tayo nagkasakit or mawalan ng work dahil sa maraming factors, no? First, what if we die too soon, okay? Although hindi natin pinagdadasal na mangyari sa kapwa natin, no? Pero it can happen to anyone. So if this happens, who will take care of our family, especially our kids? Okay, so this is where life insurance comes in. Kasi life insurance is equivalent to instant cash that can help our family in the event na biglang mawala tayo as breadwinner. So most of us, no, yung hindi pa talaga na naka-encounter ng or naka-attend ng financial education class, pag narinig yung insurance, parang allergic, no? Parang ano ba yan? Parang gastos na naman. Pero we have to understand na pag tayo yung nawala, yung life insurance will send our children to school. They continue to go to school. It can pay off our utang. It can pay your rent if nag-rent kayo. Mga ganon. So it takes care of your family pag nawala ka na as breadwinner. Okay? And then, as we get older naman, our responsibilities normally decrease. So bumababa siya. Ibig sabihin, napatapos na natin yung mga anak natin sa college, nabayaran na natin mga loans natin sa housing or car loans, and dahil may work pa tayo, and nababawasan na yung mga bayarin natin, gastusin, nagkakaroon na tayo ng extra money na pwedeng ma-save or ma-invest. So this is shown by the green curve known as our wealth curve. Okay? At dahil nakapag-invest na tayo, nakapag-save and invest, when we retire from our jobs and do not have active income na, wala na tayong trabaho, we are assured na may pera pa din tayo because of our investments. So this is what we call passive income, when our money is already working for us. Thus we say that we are more secure. Okay? But another fact, no, in life is what if we live too long? Okay. Yung akala mo na ano ka na by age 70, di ba pala? Hanggang umabot ka pala ng 90 and 100. Okay? So who will take care of us? Enough kaya yung na-save natin or na-invest natin? Okay, what if nagkasakit tayo? Kailangan natin mo hospital. Kanino tayo aasa? Okay? For sure, yung first is natutulong sa atin is yung family natin, mga anak natin. Pero how long? Okay? If they have their own families, then parang ang hirap for them na dalawa yung aasikasuhin. Okay? Aasa ba tayo sa government? Okay? So this is where investment and long-term healthcare comes in. So our key points here is if we, the breadwinners, die too soon, life insurance will take care of our family. And if we live too long, investment and long-term care will take care of us. Okay, so kanina yung topic was not to make our children our investments, di ba? So kasi yung parang traditional na ugali ng Pinoy is pag-aaralin mo yung anak mo, para lumaki siya, makapagtrabaho, and then siya ang mag-aalaga sa'yo. Diba? Parang ang hirap naman na binigyan mo agad ng responsibility ng anak mo. Well, in fact, while you're still working, kaya mo naman to get to make investments and long-term, to get a long-term care for yourself. Okay? So, isipin natin na yung anak natin, marami din silang dreams, no? And you will also eventually have their own families. So, wag sana natin ibigay sa kanila yung responsibility of taking care of us. Okay? So the next concept is the power of compound interest. Compound interest is the addition of interest to the principal sum of a loan or deposit and the accumulated interest from previous periods. So in short, it is interest on interest. And this is best described using the rule of 72. So the rule of 72 is popularized by Albert Einstein, no? The genius. And it is a shortcut used to estimate the number of years required to double our money at a given annual rate of return. So we simply divide 72 over the interest rate. For example, if the interest rate is 4%, then our money doubles every 18 years because 72 divided by 4 is 18. So for an 8% interest, our money doubles every 9 years. And if we are investing our money in an account that provides 12% interest rate, our money doubles every 6 years. Okay, so for example, age 29 tayo ngayon, no? And we have 100,000 pesos to invest. If we put our 100,000 in an account or investment platform that gives us 4% interest, then our 100,000 will become 200,000 at age 47 and 400,000 at age 65. So our money doubles every 18 years. However, if we can find an investment platform that can give us 8% interest rate, this means our money doubles every 9 years. Then our 100,000 can become 1.6 million pesos at age 65. But with a 12% interest, we can have more than that. No? Our 100,000 can grow to as much as 6.4 million pesos when we retire at age 65 because our 100,000 doubled every 6 years. So the higher the annual rate of return, the faster our money doubles, or the shorter the time that our money doubles. So to further understand how compound interest works, we must look at it on a long-term perspective. So compound interest is time dependent. The longer our money is invested, the more compounding, the more doubling of interest will happen. Okay, here's an example from the Facebook page of Ms. G. Saal, who is also an IMG member. In this case, we are investing in the Soldivo Strategic Growth Fund, which is a mutual fund, and we are getting 12% average annual return, which is our interest rate. So using the rule of 72, our money doubles every 6 years. So if we consistently invest 500 pesos per month for 35 years, our investment of 210,000 pesos can grow to as much as 2.9 million pesos. And if we invest 1,000 pesos every month for 35 years, our investment of 420,000 pesos can grow to as much as 5.8 million pesos. So if yung savings natin, no, of 500 pesos a month, nilagay lang natin sa cabinet or sa alkansya, after 35 years, yung naipon natin is the total sum na 210,000 lang. But if we invest it in mutual fund, that gives 12% annual interest. Lalago siya to 2.5 million pesos. Okay? Ang layo ng difference ng 2.9 million and 210,000. Okay, so what happens to our money na nilagay natin sa banks? Okay, so most of us were taught when we were young the habit of saving, and we were taught to open a savings account in the banks para safe yung money natin. money natin. So pagsabi sa mga alkansya kasi, may risk na manakaw or pwedeng masunog, ganyan. So, or baka kainin ng anay, ganyan. So all our lives, nasa bank yung money natin. So has the thought of knowing or asking for the interest rate even entered our minds nung nag-open tayo ng savings account, no? Siguro, yung marunong, they will ask. Pero yung hindi, parang ano ba yan? Parang walang pakialam. Basta naka-open lang ng savings account. Okay. So now, since we're discussing compound interest and growing our money, alam ba natin na most banks will only give us 1% annual interest or less. Okay. So applying the rule of 72, if I put 100,000 sa bank, I will have to wait for 72 years bago siya dumoble. And worse, if 0.20% ang binigay ng bank, 300 years ang hihintayin natin before our savings will double. So literal na natutulog yung money natin sa bank. Okay? So although we do not hate banks, we will discuss later kung bakit natin sila kailangan din. Okay? So the interest in savings accounts are too low. Okay? To offset inflation and increasing taxes. So realizing this situation, where then can we put our money so that it can grow and balance inflation? So this is where investment or investing in the stock market comes in. So many of us have this misconception that investing in the stock market only belongs to the business owners, to the rich, ganyan. That's why we are all fortunate to be here, because as early as now, we will correct this misconception. So anyone who has the means can invest in the stock market. It is in the stock market where we can find platforms that will help our money grow faster or double faster to offset inflation and increasing taxes. So it is in the stock market where we can enjoy 8 to 12% interest rates, okay, for the money that we invest. So there are two kinds of investing or investment. So we have the direct investing and indirect investing. Okay. So direct investing is when we actively trade in the stock market. We actively participate in buying and selling of shares of a company. So an active trader is someone with the knowledge and skills to participate in trading in the stock market. And a lot of research and training is needed before we become successful traders. On the other hand, indirect investing is especially made for people like most of us who do not have the knowledge or skills needed to be an active trader. It is for people who do not have time to research companies where they want to invest in. So indirect investing is commonly investing in mutual funds. So if we are new to investing, it is recommended to learn more and invest in mutual funds. So why mutual funds? One, it is easier to do. Okay. Two, the money that we invest will be handled by professional fund managers. Three, a mutual fund includes shares of several or diverse companies and not just one. Okay. And four, investing in mutual funds requires a low investment minimum amount. So you can already start investing in mutual fund with just 1,000 pesos. Okay. So this is how indirect investing looks like. The fund managers pool or collect the money of all investors in that mutual fund, and these managers would invest the money in big companies. All we have to do is to continue investing or adding more money to our investment and wait for our money to grow. The returns that we receive from our investments are from the profits gained by each of these big companies where our money is invested. Okay, so mutual funds are very much regulated by the government because there is ceiling or limit to the interest rate that mutual funds can provide. So if we recall earlier, no, when we are talking about mutual funds, yung doubling ng money is it will take years. Okay, years yon. So if may marinig ka na will double or triple your money in 2 months or 3 months, okay, pero parang medyo ano na yan siya, parang fishy. Parang hindi siya totoo. Okay, so we have separate classes, no, that will tackle solely on mutual funds or investments. So if you're interested, please contact the person who invited you so he or she can give you more details. Okay, so some people will be too afraid to invest kasi baka daw ma-scam. Okay, so satisfied sila na ilagay lang sa mga banks yung pera nila, or okay na sa kanila with SSS or GSIS. But do you know na even these big companies like SSS invests their billions in mutual fund because gusto nila na mas lalo pang lumaki yung money nila. Okay, so again, if you want to know more about investing and where to invest na hindi ka masascam, have a one-on-one with the person who invited you. Okay. Okay, so before we proceed to the last financial concept, let's have some review again. So please type the letter of your answer in the chat box. So the question is, so the correct answer is letter A, that is compound interest or compounding interest. Next question. The correct answer is letter D. That's investments and long-term health care. Okay, we move on to the last basic financial concept. This concept is building a solid financial foundation. So building a solid financial foundation is just like building a house from the ground up. Okay, so wala pa tayong nakitang bahay na inuuna ang bubong, tsaka pala yung poste, tsaka pala yung flooring or foundation. So a solid financial foundation should also look like this. First, in order of priorities, no? So first, we must have a proper healthcare coverage. Second, we must have proper protection or insurance in case we die too soon. And third, we should be able to manage and pay off all our debts. Next, we must be able to set aside some of our money as emergency fund. And lastly, we should be able to save and make long-term investments. So let us discuss about proper health care. So statistics show that 90% of all bankruptcies are due to unforeseen or unexpected illnesses and hospitalization. So getting sick in our country, no, without healthcare is very expensive. Especially now, no, we cannot overemphasize the importance of having healthcare coverage. Okay. So it greatly affects a person's financial stability, especially during old age. Why? Kasi yung savings mo na nakalaan sa investments mo, emergency funds mo, nagagamit mo siyang panggastos sa or pambayad sa hospital bills and medications. Unfortunately, a lot of Filipinos die when they get sick, not because there's no available treatment or medicine, but because they have no means walang pambayad ng gamot, walang pang-down, kaya hindi ma-admit sa mga hospitals. Mga ganyan na situations. Okay? So there are 3 types of healthcare. We have the short-term healthcare, the senior care, and long-term healthcare. Short-term healthcare is the traditional HMO. This is the healthcare we get from the company kung saan tayo employed. It has no life insurance coverage, and renewal is not guaranteed, especially if mataas yung claims mo. And it only covers until age 60 or until we retire. So after we retire, wala na rin siya. Also, after we retire na hindi natin nagamit dahil hindi tayo na ospital, hindi natin siya ma-withdraw or ma-refund. Kasi, yun nga, ganun yung short-term healthcare. Hindi mo makuha yung premiums na binayad mo although hindi mo siya nagamit. Good as zero. So next is senior care. So this is similar to the short-term care, pero it covers beyond 60 years old naman. So after retirement. But this one is very expensive. Kasi yun nga, when we retire, doon na lumalabas yung mga sakit-sakit natin. So mas maraming healthcare or medical expenses. So renewal is likewise not guaranteed. So lastly, we have the long-term healthcare. It is healthcare coverage with health savings account. So it has a fixed premium program. Sabihin, hindi nag-i-increase yung monthly na binabayaran mo. Tapos, you have to pay for only 7 years until it matures on the 20th year. So it is renewable and all the unused funds accumulates with interest kasi ini-invest mo siya. And the best thing is it covers beyond age 60. So pag kinuha mo yung long-term healthcare at age 20 or 30, tapos nag-retire ka na, assured ka, at least ka na, meron ka pa rin healthcare coverage kasi long-term siya. Okay? So having proper healthcare is the start of building our solid financial foundation. The old saying, health is wealth, rings true because, as I said, without proper healthcare, we might end up spending most of our savings when we get sick. Okay. So next, we have proper protection on life and disability, or ito yung life insurance. So the main purpose of life insurance, like I mentioned a while ago, is to protect our loved ones. It can protect our business or properties the moment that we die. So being breadwinners or working spouse or working parent, ang goal natin is to meet not just the basic needs of our families, but we strive to give them at least a comfortable life. You know? So while we work hard to realize our goal, we cannot avoid things that we do not have control of, like illness or worse, in death. So what if we die too soon? What will happen to our family? What will happen to our kids? Okay, so kung wala tayong insurance, we know for sure na hindi magiging comfortable na yung buhay nila. Okay, so they will surely struggle, and yun ang ayaw naman nating mangyari sa pamilya natin. So, but if we have insurance together with some savings, so this will be equivalent to instant cash or money na pwede nilang gamitin. Okay? Pwede magpatuloy pa yung anak mo to school kahit wala ka na dahil may insurance, may magagastos, may pang tuition pa. Okay? May pambili pa ng food, may pambayad ng rent, may pambayad ng utang kung may iniwan kang utang. Okay? So, how will we know if yung insurance ba na kukunin natin is enough to cover for our family? So we have to know this kasi baka kung may mag-offer sa atin, tapos wala tayong idea, kung hindi enough yung kinuha natin, challenging pa rin for our families. Okay, so we compute for the coverage, insurance coverage, by multiplying our yearly income times 10 years. So for example, our annual income is 240,000 times 10 is 2.4 million. At yung kukunin natin na healthcare coverage should at least be 2.4 million para masabi natin na comfortable pa yung magiging buhay ng family natin once we die too soon. Okay, so next is we should be able to manage our debts or utang and reduce our liabilities or mga bayarin natin. So in the Philippines, many companies make it very easy and convenient for people to borrow money. So meron dyan yung nag-offer ng libreng payo or mga freebies, sundan ka kung saan-saan, sin pala magpapasign up ng credit card. So ikaw naman, dahil nakatanggap ka ng free payong, magsa-sign up ka. Okay, tapos may credit card ka. Okay, tapos, pagpunta mo naman sa mall, sabihin, okay, you have no monthly installment, just if you use your credit card in buying a product. So parang inaengganyo ka talaga na mangutang. Ganon din sa mga lending. Okay, na pipilitin kang mangutang or mag-loan. Okay, to take note, na yung loans natin, yung inutang natin, yung credit card na swipe natin, they are paid with interest. Okay, so what if yung interest ng inutang natin ay mas mataas pa sa inflation rate? At wala namang interest sa sweldo mo, would you be able to pay your debts in full pag dumating na ang due date? Okay, so in the Philippines, do we know how much yung interest rates sa credit cards? Okay, baka swipe lang tayo ng swipe, wala tayong pakialam kung magkano na yung ano. So in yung credit cards daw natin, and in most lending agencies, yung interest rate is 3 to 5% a month. Okay, that's 3 to 5% a month in the year. Okay, so if we compute it, 5 times 12 is about 42% a year. So mas mataas pa siya sa interest rates ng investment. It's way too high. Okay? So I don't think we want to see an example of an utang with compounding interest. Okay? So compound interest will work against us when we are paying our utang or loans. Okay? So think about our utang and how much is the interest rate. And then apply the rule of 72. Okay, and if we only pay the minimum balance on our loans, such as credit cards, the whole loan amount will double fast due to the high interest rates. So a key point is, as much as possible, wag po tayong mangutang. Or if we really need to borrow money to fund a business, for example, we have to know the interest rates and then compute using the rule of 72 para malaman natin if kaya ba natin. Can we afford to make this high amount of yung utangin? Okay? Tapos, yun nga, most rich people would advise na we have to live below our means. Okay? Para hindi tayo matempt na umutang. Hindi natin kailangan na mag-change lagi ng model ng mga cellphones natin, ganyan. Okay? So, as much as possible, we have to live below our means para may savings tayo lagi. Okay? So as Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, but he who doesn't pays it. Okay? So live below your means and pay off all your debts. So next, we should have an emergency fund. So an emergency fund is money na naitabi natin in cases of emergencies like bigla tayong nawala ng trabaho, biglang nasiraan ng sasakyan, bigla tayong na ospital, biglang nasunugan ng bahay na sana hindi naman mangyari sa atin. Okay? Or biglang kailangan mong mag-travel, ganyan. So, magkano dapat ang ating itatabi as emergency fund? So we compute this by multiplying our monthly expenses. Okay, so we have to list down all our expenses monthly from food, transportation, utilities, like electric bills, water bills, cable bills, internet bills. Okay, and then pag na-total mo na sila, we multiply it by 12 months. So for example, we have our monthly expenses is at 20,000 no, per month. So multiplying it by 12 is 240,000. Ito yung at least meron na naitabi sa atin. No? Ito yung nilalagay natin sa banks, no, with ATM. Tawag dito? Banks or ATM para madali natin siyang i-withdraw in cases of emergencies. So pag meron ka nito, hindi mo na kailangan galawin yung pera mo na nakalaan sa ibang bagay, okay? Like investment or other savings. Okay. So lastly, we should be able to build our savings and investments. So according to Sir Rex Mendoza, we do not have the right to invest unless we are properly protected. Kasi if baliktarin natin yung foundation, no, like most of us, na inuuna natin yung pagpapatay ng bahay, bumili ng kotse, or bumili ng mga alahas. Tapos, maglalaan tayo ng konti as emergency fund kasi hindi naman natin alam, no? We were not taught kung magkano yung dapat yan na emergency fund na ilalaan natin. So, madalas, kung tayo ay nagpapagawa ng bahay or bumibili ng sasakyan, madalas inuutang natin, no? Naglo-loan tayo. Tapos, pwede rin tayong kumuha ng life insurance pero dahil hindi tayo well-informed, hindi enough yung coverage na nakuha natin. Pwedeng yung healthcare natin, nag-depend lang tayo sa binibigyan ng company sa atin without fully understanding na mawawala ito the moment that we retire. So what if we retire nga, no? Tapos ito lang yung healthcare natin, wala na siya. Ikaw na yung gagastos out of your pocket. What if you die too soon? Kulang yung insurance mo. Okay? So madalas ang mangyayari is nangungutang yung family, okay, to pay for your healthcare, for yung mga nagastos sa'yo, no, na hospital ka, yung mga utang mo, okay? Tapos, pwedeng dahil lumalaki na yung utang, nagagamit na natin yung money for emergency fund dapat to pay for our utang or to pay for other expenses. Okay? And then, madalas, nagagamit na ibebenta natin, no? Yung na-invest natin, bahay, lupa, sasakyan, alahas, in order to pay for our debts, in order to pay for other expenses. So, no matter how big or gaano kalaking investment mo or yung savings mo, pero wala kang healthcare or life insurance, yung lahat ng ininvest mo, lahat ng nilaan mo, like emergency funds, mawawala siya. Okay? Pwedeng mawala silang lahat if wala kang healthcare and insurance. So for most of us na bago pa lang dito sa mga concepts na ito, di natin agad-agad mabibuild, no, ang ating solid financial foundation. So if there are 3 major financial needs na dapat natin i-secure, no? Kasi ano to, lima yung kailangan nating i-secure. But if there are 3, these are proper healthcare, proper protection or life insurance, and savings and investment. So, kailangan natin na ma-secure itong 3 para ma-assure tayo na when we retire, na wala na tayong active income, we may say na kampante ka kasi hindi ka mahirapan during your retirement. Okay? So here in IMG, we are here to educate you so that you will know what is the best insurance for you or where to invest your money for your future retirement. Okay? So ito naman yung pinaghahandaan natin, no? Yung retirement natin. Kasi ito yung time na wala na tayong trabaho, wala na tayong active income. Okay? So do we know how much dapat yung in-need natin na fund para masabi natin na enough siya during our retirement years? Okay? So to have enough retirement fund, we multiply our yearly income times 20 years. So for example, yung annual income natin is 240,000 times 20, that is 4.8 million. So in order to have this enough fund, we should invest in mutual funds and long-term healthcare. So after knowing all these concepts and realizing that we have to start saving ASAP, kung talagang wala pa tayong savings na hindi pa tayo nag-uumpisa, okay? The next question is, how do we start or where do we start? Paano natin masimulang ma-build itong financial foundation natin? Kahit ito man lang na tatlo, yung proper healthcare, proper protection, and then savings and investments. Okay? So, ING gives us not just financial education, but also provides us with the platform to start increasing our income and give us access to the different trusted companies that will offer us the right insurance and investment opportunities. Okay. So final question for today. The correct answer is letter D, and that is proper health care. Okay, very good, everyone. Thank you for participating in the Q&A. Okay, so speaking of proper health care, one of IMG's partner companies that will help us start building our solid financial foundation is Kaiser International. So Kaiser International is the only company in the Philippines that offers long-term healthcare that is coupled with protection and investment. So it is the healthcare company that covers for the Senate, Congress, and Supreme Court, no? Okay, so itong Kaiser Healthcare is a 3-in-1 program. So hindi na natin kailangan na mag-save separately for healthcare, save separately for insurance, and another for investment. Okay, so isang saving lang, we can have all these three. So if we take a look at our example here, we have the K100 plan. The installment amount or annual saving is 58,821 pesos. No, you will be saving these for 7 years, which will total to a contract price of 411,750. So during the 7-year saving period, meron na tayong benefits na nakukuha such as the unlimited consultation, no? The annual PE, dental benefits, waiver of installment or death and disability, and so on. So if you have this one, you have free consultations, yung family members mo, they are also at a discounted price, no? Pag nagpa-check up sila, okay, in the Kaiser Medical Center or Kaiser accredited hospitals. So I want to highlight the waiver of installment due to disability or death. So if we were able to pay our Kaiser plan, let's say for 2 years, and then something happened to us, we may become disabled or we die, we are no longer able to pay for the Kaiser plan. We weren't able to complete the payment. So the plan is considered paid in full by Kaiser. And we or our beneficiaries will just have to wait for the maturity period, no? For the value of the money before we can fully claim it. So good as paid na siya, then all you have to do is wait. So after the 7-year saving period, we will be given a certificate of complete payment. Then all we have to do is allow our money to grow for about 13 years. So during the growth period, we still can get the benefits of free medical and dental checkups. And then upon reaching the maturity on the 20th year, Our money that we saved worth 411,750 has now accumulated to almost 1.2 or 1.166 million. So our saving for just 7 years can reach this amount provided we did not get sick and use a portion of the savings amount. So for example, during the growth period, na hospital tayo, expect natin na bababa yung value ng money on the 20th year kasi nagamit na natin. So it's also important that we keep ourselves healthy kahit na meron tayong healthcare. Okay? So after the growth period and after our money has grown into 1.2 million, we have the following options. So we can withdraw the entire maturity value, withdraw portions of it, or retain the maturity value and let it grow further. So take note, however, that if we withdraw the entire maturity value, the entire 1.2 million, we will no longer have any coverage under the Kaiser plan. Hence, it is highly recommended to keep the whole amount or a portion of it still invested. And if by age 60, and we haven't used or withdrawn any of our invested money, the total accumulated amount can total to as much as 6.4 million pesos. And by age 65, and as long as the total amount of our money is invested, it can grow to as high as 10.4 million. So this is how compound interest works. Okay, so the longer it's invested, the more compounding or the more doubling. Okay. So Kaiser is just one partner company for us to start our solid financial foundation. So yung Kaiser, na-fulfill na niya yung tatlong solid financial foundation, no? The healthcare, protection, and savings and investment. So having Kaiser is already a big assurance, no, na secured cash. Okay. So Kaiser is just one partner company for us to start our solid financial foundation. So IMG is also partnering with several huge companies in the country providing healthcare, life insurance, investment, and other financial services. And to categorize these companies, here is the list. Okay. So by being a member of IMG, we can avail of services of these companies at a discount. Okay, so we have healthcare, life insurance, investments, real estate. So if you want to buy a property under these companies, no, because you're a member of IMG, you have discounts. Okay. So if we decide to start building our financial foundations with IMG, I tell you we have overwhelming benefits. Basing on the basic financial concepts that we discussed and the principles of building wealth, IMG is generous enough to give us ways and means to start saving for our future. So as of this time, there are 48 benefits just by being a member. So benefits 1 to 39 are applicable for those in the Philippines, and the additional benefits 40 to 48 are for our OFWs. Okay, so allow me then to mention some of these benefits that will allow us to start building our wealth by being an IMG member. So we have unlimited free financial seminars and checkups. Like this one, like our financial class, free 100,000 personal accident insurance provided that you have active accreditation. We have 50,000 life insurance from Fidelity Life, free eye checkup and eyeglass frames, free unlimited consultation at Kaiser Medical Center and other Kaiser accredited hospitals for members, and discounted medical services for members and immediate family. Access to Kaiser Healthcare, and access to Manila Bankers life insurance. 0% entry fee on mutual fund investments for IMG members. Because if you open a mutual fund account, you normally pay fees for it, no? May mga fees kang babayaran. But if you are an IMG member, you don't pay any fee. As a member, you already have a mutual fund account with 1,000 pesos worth of shares. If you are into active trading in the stock market, you also have access to MyTrade, a stock market trading platform. You can also avail of discounts on non-life insurances such as car insurance, travel insurance, and fire insurance. You also have discounts on real estate purchases with SMBC or Ayala Land or DMCI, and discounts on car purchases. Okay, as high as I'm not sure if it's 15% off yata so sa car purchases, and you also receive free Everest Memorial services. Okay. With IMG, we can also start our financial business. No, we can travel the world for free. We have world-class recognition, and we can have free HMO coverage on top of our long-term health care, no? When we continue to do the business ownership program and reach certain milestones. So if you reach milestones, IMG will reward you with HMO, like for example, 100,000 healthcare coverage for a year, free, okay? So how do we start receiving these great benefits of IMG? The answer is simple. You have to become a member. And as a member, no, we have two membership options. We have the basic membership and associate membership. If we choose to get the basic membership, we pay a one-time fee of 6,000 pesos, and the benefits that we can get are access to the 48 benefits that I mentioned, the opportunity to be licensed and accredited as a financial planner, 50,000 death or memorial benefit, 100,000 accident insurance benefit, online mutual fund account with 1,000 pesos worth of shares, and unlimited financial education, trainings, and classes. And as we can see here in the upper right side, with just the basic membership, 2 blocks of the solid financial foundation are already covered. We have the life insurance and investment. And if we choose to get the associate membership, we pay the one-time fee of 6,000 pesos plus the first month's payment of Kaiser Healthcare Plan. In this example, we are using the K100 plan. Hence, the total initial payment is 12,382 pesos. And with this membership, the benefits that we get to receive are access to the 48 benefits, the opportunity to be licensed and accredited as financial planner, up to 500,000 burial or death benefit, and up to 1 million accident insurance benefit. The online mutual fund account with 1,000 pesos worth of shares and unlimited financial education trainings and classes. Okay, so plus the opportunity to start a financial brokerage business with 6-figure income potential, which will help you increase your cash flow so that you can manage your debt, build an emergency fund, and increase investments. Of course, we have our Kaiser 3-in-1 long-term healthcare. And take note of the financial foundation with the associate membership. All blocks are covered, which makes this a great start for us in building our own solid financial foundation. Okay. So to give you a breakdown of the membership fees, these are what we will be paying. Okay, for the basic membership, That is 5,500 is the one-time membership fee, and the 500 pesos is for the Fidelity insurance with 50,000 coverage. On the other column, we use the Kaiser K100 plan for the associate membership. Hence, the total initial payment is 12,382 pesos. This is broken down into the 6,000 membership fee and life insurance and 5,882, which is the first month payment of the K100 plan, plus a 500 pesos annual policy fee. In the associate membership option, we also have higher and lower plans that we can choose from, and not just the K100. But if we are getting the K100 plan, we will initially pay the 12,382 pesos. And on the second month onwards, we will only save 5,882 pesos every month for 7 years, with the option to pay either quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. Okay, so here is the table for the different Kaiser healthcare plans that you can choose from. If you are interested in becoming a member or to learn more about our membership options, please do not hesitate to have a chat with the person who invited you. Okay, so after knowing all these realities regarding finances, some of us can still be skeptical or hesitant to start saving or investing. But no matter what our excuses are, we will still get old next year. Our kids will grow up and enter college, and we still need money to pay for their education. And we will eventually retire and stop making active income. So the point is to take action as early as now. Invest in the present to ensure a secure future for us and our family. So be part of a community that inspires you. So when members of your community save and invest, you will be inspired to save and invest also. On the contrary, if members of your community are spenders, always spending, you'll end up spending also. So IMG's mission is to convert people from being spenders to savers and to teach them how to save the right way. Okay. So as a member of IMG, we can become an advocate, an educator, or an entrepreneur. So being here now, you can be included in our campaign, the 30 million by 2030 financial education movement. So we will be posting a link in the chat box where you can provide your name and contact information so you will be counted. So you can also do that by scanning our QR code as shown on the screen, or you can also provide the same information to your inviter. Okay, so we'll send a link to the chat box. Further, we're encouraging all our guests for today to invite their family and friends, and whoever can benefit from this class to join us on our next classes. As of today, our financially educated community has reached to about 4 million members already. So let us all be part of the financially literate and start building a better future. So keep in mind that financial independence is not just a dream, it is a decision that we should make. So we don't just dream and about financial security, we have to make it happen. So we have to take action. And why not start your journey towards financial freedom, financial independence with IMG? Okay, thank you very much for your time, for investing your 1 hour, more than an hour today. Again, if you have questions, please talk to the person invited you and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you, everyone, and continue to stay safe kasi dumadami na po ang COVID, okay? God bless us all. Thank you very much.
I knew my rent was gonna be late about a week ago.